Hi, it's Justyna here from Flight of the Phoenix Holistic Therapy. This is the second episode of Raw and Real with Justyna, and today I want to talk about something that lives quietly inside of all of us. Today, specifically, I will be talking about women's experience because I am a woman, and I'm talking from my own experience. Um, and I want to talk about emotion that we are taught to hide, suppress, and apologize for. And that emotion is anger. I done previously a video on this. I think it was more about how to manage it. But I find that today I want to talk about it as a signal, as a signal that we shouldn't ignore, and we should um, investigate the root cause of it. Anyway, this isn't the lecture. It's a story. It's my story, and hopefully it will resonate. So I don't know what was your experience when you were growing up, but I remember to be always told to be quiet, good girl, disciplined. To smile when you feel broken, to help when you feel exhausted, to don't complain too much, don't boast too much, just stay quiet, polite, nice. Even when inside you feel like screaming, even when you feel like something is wrong, but you still have to keep smiling and pretending that everything is okay. Um, as a child, I was told to suppress the sadness, the fear, the guilt, jealousy, loneliness, and anger, especially anger. Anger is an ugly, negative emotion. That's how it was always labeled for me. I don't know who put that label on there. Um, but yeah, that's how it is perceived for most of us, I believe. We are told to swallow the anger, to smile through it, to be pleasant. And I really tried. I really did. But emotions are written on my face, all the time. Even if I don't say anything, and it's really hard for me to keep my mouth shut, you will see what I feel from my face. And I always had that fire in me, that passion, the need to feel and be full of life. I couldn't just suppress it. So my voice would show, my anger would show up in my voice, in my body, in my face. And the only time I would hide it would be when my survival depended on it. Um, in my life, I gave power to people over me to control my life. And these would be the people I have chosen to have that power and control. And therefore, I would suppress my anger around them, and be that polite, nice, smiling girl that I'm supposed to be. Now, anger was very prominent, is that the word, in my family. I grew up watching my mother raging a lot. It wasn't one moment or two, it was constant. And her fury was pretty loud, unpredictable, raw. And while everybody judged her, including myself, I was also absorbing her, the way she treated herself, the way she processed her emotions, the way she expressed. And I knew that this anger was coming from somewhere. I know now that the anger comes from her fear, from unmet needs, from being exhausted, from expectation being put on her, from all the boundaries that people crossed. Um, and over time, I realized that I was carrying the same rage. It wasn't just mine, it was hers, my grandmother's, my lineage, all generations of silenced women passing down this fire that no one knew what to do with, but we were all taught to suppress it, to shove it down and just deal with it. And so we did in different ways, I guess. And even a little flicker of anger was always judged by others, even though we all carry the same emotion, quite, how would you say it? We all experience anger, but yet some of us are judged more. I don't want to say that it's mostly women that being judged for it, but that's my experience. I was called emotional, exaggerating, unprofessional, unladylike. I was told I'm like just like my mother, which was an insult at the time. Um, so when you're constantly being judged for something for expression, you start to dim your fire. You become agreeable. You become that reliable person that everybody can always count on, especially for people that, for some reason, give little or none reward for all the sacrifice. Um, and you try really hard. You try really hard to push the emotions down. And funny thing is that when you suppress anger, you're not just suppressing anger, you suppress every single emotion that you're feeling. And I'm feeling a lot. Even talking about this makes me really emotional. To suppress my emotions, it's painful. And there's a lot of us that just stay in hard situations, um, trying to do yoga, meditating, and, screaming into pillow and doing a cold shower. But really, anger is a signal that I think it's time to change. I think something isn't working here. My boundaries are being ignored. My pain is being dismissed. My reaction is being judged. I mean, anger just builds and eventually it erupts. And how my anger erupts, it's like a storm, it's like a hurricane. I'm hot in my face. I have a tunnel vision. I have shaking hands, tight chest, tight throat. I have high-pitched voice that I don't even recognize. I think sometimes dogs can hear me. Um, and that kind of anger doesn't just happen. It builds. It builds over months, days, years, and bursts. And then there is a cycle after the anger. There is a guilt and shame and total collapse and crying. Um, and then some time passes and you like say to yourself, all right, I'm gonna be better person now. I'm gonna be nice girl and stable and everything will be fine. And then you keep taking and taking and taking it from people, as in you let people break the promises, you let people cross your boundaries, you let your voice to be shut down, and then you explode again. And it's a vicious cycle, constant cycle. And how did I deal with that cycle when I was younger? I was drinking alcohol because it wasn't an addiction, more of an substance. It was more a dependent of the feeling that it gave me. It was the courage, confidence, um, an illusion that I'm fine, that I can stand alone in this pain and I can take it. And whatever people shove at me, and just be smiley, be kind, and be happy, and just cheerful myself for everyone to just walk all over me. Ah, you can see I'm connecting to my trauma right now because I feel it in my body. I feel it in my upper body, in my chest, in my vision. The pain is still there. And the anger was never a problem. The suppression of it was. At the time, I guess I didn't realize that the anger was speaking for me. It was saying, I want to be safe. I want to be loved. I want to be protected. I'm tired of surviving. It was saying, it was grieving my voice, my power, my dignity. And all the things I had to do to survive, to be brave. There were situations in which I couldn't say no because I didn't trust myself. I didn't believe in myself. I was alone. I didn't know how to manage my feelings, as clearly shown on the picture. And some people say, follow your intuition, and it won't lead you astray. And I was like, there is a lot of voices in my head, and I couldn't hear my intuition. I didn't know what was right or wrong. I still get it confused sometimes because the intuition is buried under the trauma, the fear, the social conditioning. We are so brainwashed and confused with all the messages that being constantly sent our way. Be this, be that, be whatever. It's never enough. And the funny thing is that we all just kids that in adult bodies, we don't know what we're doing. None of us has it figured out unless you're really healthy individual that went through the process. But it is a process. It's never ending process. And I think we all pretending to know that we got it all together. Some of us follow the prescribed pattern, um, doing what their parents are doing. Some of us are running from it and do complete opposite. So I'm trying to find somewhere in the middle. I'm trying to find a way to make sense of the world that never made me feel safe. So now, with all that awareness and all that experience, I don't fear my anger anymore. Um, I don't react the same way as I did when I was in my 20s. I don't shove it in, I don't suppress it. I don't ignore it, and I try not to drink over it. Um, I don't let it run wild. I try to sit with it and let it speak. I want to know what it's telling me. Is my environment not good for me? Is my behavior not right? What can I fix? How can I grow from this situation? And I have plenty of tools, which I probably shared multiple times, but I meditate every day. Um, I try to move my body. I do some yoga, I do jujitsu, as I mentioned many times, which is, by the way, really anger releasing practice. I rest. I say no now when I mean no. And I protect my peace. I think I used to want it to be happy. Now I'm more like, I want to be peaceful. I want to be peaceful. I want to be clear. I want to be free. And I'm not going to achieve peace or clarity or freedom if I'm running like a rat in a cage, constantly chasing something. So I am slowing down. Um, because I have to, because my body is telling me to. I do have panic attacks. I do have odd pains in my chest. I do have sadness that I can't explain. Not always, sometimes. And it can be many things, like it can be age. I am 41. It can be perimenopause. It can be past trauma of choosing others over myself. It may be all of those things. Either way, I am listening now. I don't ignore the pain, the anger. And these days, when it shows up, it's usually in the moments of high fear. It's sudden, it's loud, it's uninvited. And when I get scared, I get angry, and then I cry afterwards. It's a very short period of time. I can go from 0 to 100 in about a few seconds. But now it's different because I am finally loved. I am finally protected. I am safe. I have my husband who supports me. Um, he's consistent. And maybe he doesn't like my outburst a lot, but he stays. He doesn't abandon me. He doesn't judge my anger. He understands. The value of safe relationship is so important. So, how emotional. It was supposed to be nice, angry topic. But anyway, moving on. So, me starting this business of holistic therapy, showing myself, exposing myself, to connect, to present how trauma and healing looks like. And this is how it looks like. It's not pretty. You're gonna cry. You're gonna face some truth about yourself. And it's not about blaming anyone. It's about understanding your side of the story and your part that you took in it as well. But anyway, starting this business is a part of my healing as well. It's the proof, or maybe proof for myself that I can do this, that I can live life on my terms, that I can have peace now, I can change, I can evolve, I can be in my environment and have life that I didn't even imagine. We're so brainwashed by working, like 9 to 5 or whatever, 8 to 6 or whatever hours you're working Monday to Friday or whatever your profession is. You might be a chef, you work 20 freaking 4 hours a day. Or weekends or whatever, night shifts, all the things we have to do to survive, we put into those boxes and we have to keep running our life this way. And I know there are people that, yes, they work, yes, they're passionate about their life, but they have so much space to just be. I want that kind of freedom. I want to just be and do every day what I want to do. I don't want to shoots or buts. I want to be free. Am I delusional? Am I naive? Maybe. But what's other point of living for me? Like, I feel like you have to try. You have to follow your passions, your needs. You have to stop suppressing your emotions and become a robot. You can't. You are a human being and you are here to experience every emotion and process it and live with it and go through it. Um, this is the only way to grow. This is the only purpose of life. And yes, I could compare myself a little bit to a wind. I'm an air sign, just sun sign. And so I flow in and out of people's life, of the situations. Um, I stay usually where the place is interesting, where I can grow, where I can learn something. But the moment the place gets stale, stagnant, the energy is just of anger and sadness and pain, I move on. There is no need for me to stay in such place. It's not cruelty to leave, it's wisdom, it's clarity. You're not supposed to stay in one spot all the time. It's unimaginable for me to just stay stuck for years in the same situation if it's not working for you. Um, but that's another story. So, anger to every woman listening, or whoever is listening, you are not too much. You are not broken, and your anger is not a flaw. It's a voice that remembers what your soul is deserving, what you are deserving. Let that anger speak and let the anger guide you home, wherever that home is. So today I will finish with a little affirmations that I keep repeating to myself because this is how I want to be, how I want to be perceived, and how I want to think of myself. And I believe I am that person. So today I choose to believe that I am a woman of depth, grace, and truth. I rise from my past with wisdom and purpose. I trust my intuition, speak with clarity, and walk with strength. I honor my boundaries, embrace all parts of me, and guide others through the fire, because I've walked through it too. I am free, I am whole, and I am unstoppable. Whew, that was hard video. If you liked it, if you resonated with it, if you want to talk to me about it, I would love to hear from you. So you can get in touch either via comments or messages. I will put everything in description box below or whatever the space is to put this stuff. And thank you again for listening. If you are listening, and stay safe, stay good, and bye-bye.